Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Well, we're on late at night. Prime laying in bed season. But here we are doing shows. Good evening. It is a late at night edition of In the Building. Thank you for already jumping in here. We already got money. Shoot. Jump on, Dan Pod. Dog pile from him. He has given us money already right out of the chute. Thank you, Holmes. If you would like to jump on the chat and deliver us a tip, you may do so by going on to the chat that I see on my right-hand side. We will read as many as we can that are good. We definitely will read the ones that give us money. You can also donate us money by going to buymeacoffee.com/loveyouhardtv. It is Taylor and Rudy and DJ LG. It's the late-night edition of In the Building. Thank you to Dan Pod. Dion's speech to Colorado. The Lord said our journey involves me taking $10 million from the Cowboys. # God's plan.
Hey, thank you for your $20. You watch your mouth about Dion, sir. Thank you for the $20.
It's funny how God tends to tell you to go where the money's at. God ain't dumb. God gives the right advice. We're Americans. It's a capitalist society. So,
well, Jerry would definitely draft both of his sons.
What a night.
Absolutely.
No question.
Absolutely. I'd draft both of them.
Shiloh would be on the
I'll
board.
start Shiloh.
Shiloh. Well, Shiloh probably ought to start over a couple of guys.
Not really.
They definitely would draft Shiloh because he'd be available, because I don't know that Shiloh's going to be a very high draft pick.
No.
Getting Shedeur might be a little more difficult for Dion's Cowboys if
the Cowboys
he winds up being
pick 10th, right? I could see him falling
12th, I believe.
10th or 12th, okay.
Yeah, well, they'd have to give Dion some assurances that they would absolutely try their best and damnedest to trade up to get Shedeur in the top 5-6. And the reason why we even mention that tonight is because Mike McCarthy, I don't know if he was fired or it's the old, I guess technically they didn't agree on a contract extension, so they've agreed to part ways. I don't know if McCarthy went in there and told Jerry, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know if it looks like Jerry screwed Mike over.
Why you say that? Help me understand.
Well, because you say no to the Bears, who asked to interview you 6 days ago, and you decline because you have a 7-day exclusive negotiation window with a guy. And then we find out today that the Cowboys and Mike's agent haven't negotiated at all this entire time. What kind of BS is that? That's all over the news tonight. The Cowboys didn't even call him. They just let him rot for 7 days. That's bullshit.
Well, keep in mind. Jerry with Zeke. Take your ass to Cancun. All right, I'll pay you. Dak. Franchise tag. All right, pay you. CD's got to understand. Well, pay you. Mike, I know you want to go, but fine, I'll let you go. This is what he do. This is what he do. This is what he do. Yeah. He's gotta be a difficult, throw his schlong on the table asshole. Hey, I know I'm not bringing you back, but you tell Chicago they can kiss my ass and wait till the 14th. How about that?
Major
Mike?
asshole.
And to boot, I ain't even gonna call your punk ass in this 7-day window.
Right.
And I ain't calling Don Yee. I ain't calling his punk ass either, but you gonna wait. Because you belong to me until the 14th. That's some Jerry Jones shit.
Right. And the next obvious question is, well, Mike's not done anything to deserve that.
He hasn't. That's why it's
Jerry
messed up.
doesn't have any reason to be a jerk, has no reason to have butthurt feelings, has no reason to let Mike flap in the wind like that. We don't know for sure, but it comes off on its surface, and we have 30 years of evidence to suggest that maybe the owner and the general manager, just like you said, putting it on the table, that ridiculous ego of his that had, and boy, it's funny, never before in the history of the D-Bag of the Year challenge that we do each and every year, the Bagtastic Voyage Challenge, never in the history of the tournament have we had a champion who then who every single day proves for the next 6 weeks why he won D-Bag of the Year. It's something different every year. Every day it's something different with Jerry Jones these days.
If you could win D-Bag of the Year twice, he's out to an early lead.
Man. Look,
like Mike didn't deserve that, dude. Mike's been a constant professional. Like Jerry would go and do these. Like Steven understood it, more. He's a little bit more sane. Jerry would go do interviews with the fan and say, "Hey, no, he ain't playing." Right after Mike McCarthy just said, "Hey, we'll let you know Saturday. I ain't giving you anything." Like he dealt with that the entire time he was here.
Right.
Jerry meddling. He dealt with all types of stuff and never once got unprofessional, never got frustrated, always had high things to say about Jerry, always played the cards that Jerry wanted him to play. So for Jerry to do him like this in the end, while I know I talked a lot about like, hey, when Jerry calls you, it's tough to turn that job down. But other people see this. Other coaches see this like, damn, Mike went 12-5 3 times, just didn't really have the horses and did everything Jerry wanted them to do. And Jerry does them like that on the way out. Other coaches do see that. Now, even Troy Aikman, your guy, Troy was like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's the most coveted job. It's one of the most coveted jobs. And, Troy, he loves the Cowboys. He said, I played there 12 years, but I'm not about to sit here and tell y'all when I talk to other coaches around the league that this is one of the most coveted jobs. So do with that what you will.
That has blown up tonight. Troy sat in on the pregame show tonight before Rams and Vikings.
Okay.
And was on the panel. That's when they point blank. It was Scott Van Pelt who was like, obviously Troy, it's a coveted job. Blah blah blah. And Aikman cut him off like, well, let me tell you why. Let me tell you something right here. And Aikman's upset. Aikman's like every other Cowboys fan. We're fans, but we're so tired of this Jones monarchy. And of course, I've decided to distance from them as a fan. I'm not putting any more emotion in those people. It's I talking to my dad about this earlier today. Like the difference, but just trying to stay a fan and just let all the other stuff just be and not let that get to you. And not have an emotional investment in what they do bad. Like my dad's kind of a Cowboys homer, right? No matter what, he went to the last game when they started Trey Lance, sending me pictures. Diehard Cowboys. My dad's just Mr. Cowboy fan. And his attitude is, well, I don't let all the dumb things they do bother me because I'm just a fan of the team. And see, I am a fan of the team, so I do let the dumb things they do bother me.
Your dad has it figured out. That's how we should all view sports.
Yeah, but there's no
it's just like, who gives a shit, right?
Positive. But Rudy, at some point, enough is enough.
No, I've been telling people stop buying shit, stop buying tickets.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love the fact that your dad's just like, dude, it's football. When they win, I'm happy. You know what I mean? He's not taking anything to heart what goes on outside of Sundays, and I can appreciate that.
I do too, but it's just there's too much to overlook.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at the year this guy has had, Jerry. I mean, he earned that D-bag fair and square. People are saying to me today, "Well, weren't you the one screaming that McCarthy should have been fired after the playoff game?" Well, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought Mike should have been let go after the Packers debacle. But he was not let go. So now I'm judging how things went based on the season he just had. And yes, I wanted Mike gone. I didn't think he's the right guy. But the way Jerry did him this year was unprofessional. Was just sorry. Just sorry. So it's one thing for fans or my dad or me to continue to invest in emotion and being Cowboys fans. But like you just said something there. Football people see this. Coaching candidates see this. There ain't but 32 of these jobs in the world. You just don't go turning one down. But boy, like Aikman said, I don't know that it's all that coveted. I can see McCarthy. Maybe McCarthy wanted out. We don't know that. Maybe Mike told Jerry, no, we're done. I'm not negotiating. And so maybe that's what Jerry decided. Okay, you're going to negotiate with me. I'm going to let you sit for 7 days. Fine. I almost think maybe McCarthy's so done being a Cowboys personnel member, he's willing to go somewhere else and be an offensive coordinator.
Right.
Rather than be the head coach of the Cowboys. He's tired of it. Now, I don't feel sorry for him. He's a big boy. He knew what he signed up for the day. I'll never forget the press conference. Here's Mike McCarthy. I didn't mean it like that, LGGs. So Mike's sitting in the middle. He got, of course, it's his hiring press conference, and we just can't let him go out there and talk. We have to have both those Joneses flanked to his right and his left, all noogied up against him so they can get their camera time, so they can answer questions about Mike. And I'll never forget thinking, yep, Mike looks totally uncomfortable in that cowboy blue jacket flanked by those Joneses. But you know what? Ain't nobody made you sign that contract. Mike took that job and knew what he was getting into. First of all, so I don't feel sorry for him, but what Jerry did to him this year was indeed absolutely sorry, whether you are a diehard Cowboy fan or not. And I wouldn't blame Mike McCarthy at all had he just went there and told Jerry, I don't want you to negotiate. Maybe Don Yee and Jerry didn't negotiate because Mike didn't want to. That's not been suggested. But I wouldn't blame Mike. Having said all that, the Cowboys do not have a head coach as of tonight as we come on the air. It's just yet another just stupid tenure, Rudy. It's just Groundhog Day. You look at McCarthy and Garrett's numbers as Cowboy coach, they're damn near identical.
Let me ask you this, and I want a serious answer.
Yeah.
And this is what drives people crazy, whether you're a Cowboy fan or not a Cowboy fan, right?
Yeah.
Is it bigger news that the Cowboys are looking for a head coach or the upcoming games this week? Be honest.
Here's the thing. So obviously when Dallas does something big and Jerry normally, and maybe you know what, honestly, and Jerry's so P.T. Barnum, it's absolutely possible that and maybe McCarthy has known for the whole week he wasn't going to re-sign. Jerry waits until the wild card weekend for this to get out on Monday, the day of the Monday Night Football
It's
game.
chess. It's chess.
It's marketing. It's
putting marketing, chess, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like, keep in mind the Rams and the Vikings are playing the night too. People used to, I remember he would always make some big announcement Super Bowl week when they weren't in it because he was just salty. But again, I bet you, I got $20 because I'm not rich. I got $20. Stephen A. and the crew, Mike Greenberg and the crew, get up and first take, lead with Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys opening and Dion over the Rams Vikings. Guaranteed.
Well, we're used
to that.
We're used to that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like, to me, in a weird way, regardless if they're winning or not, Jerry wins.
Sure. He wins no matter what. However, might I suggest to you that while maybe those guys in the morning lead with this,
whoever,
maybe less people care, Rudy, honestly.
You think so? Do you believe that?
I can tell. See this
because a lot of us tune in for the car wreck.
Look, yeah, I know, but dude, 88, 87, 88, and 89, they were struggling to get half of Texas Stadium filled. Cowboy fans will get to the point where they've had enough. And after 27 years, they even got tired of Tom Landry and quit going because the team was terrible and they were tired of Tom and the flex defense was 10 years outdated. I sense a sea change again.
What do you mean sea change?
Maybe not my dad because he's as hardcore as it gets, but a lot of hardcore season ticket holding brutal Cowboys fans, I think, are tired of this stuff. They're tired of this monarchy scene. They're tired of the P.T. Barnum bullsh. I get that sense. Whoever the next head coach is going to be, it better be, and I'm talking about the diehards. Guys like me, I don't care what they do. They bore me. I've got better things to do. But the diehard, I even think the diehard needs a splash here. If Jerry hires Kellen Moore tomorrow, meh. I just think Jerry needs a huge name here to prevent this sea change because I think a lot of hardcore Cowboy fans are turning on not maybe the team, but him. I mean, how often do you go back to supporting this dude, you know? When are y'all going to stop? When are y'all
Never.
going to hold the Joneses accountable?
Never.
Like Rudy says, they win no matter what because y'all keep going and watching and spending.
It's huge. It's huge news. It's the NFL news because the game sucked this week outside of the
They did.
Commanders and Bucks. And even right now, the Vikings are who you thought they were. They fooled me for a couple weeks, but I still picked the Rams. The Rams are destroying them right now.
Yep.
So when you have shitty games like you did this past week outside of one, and then Jerry comes through with this, and then the flirting with Dion, you add that, like that's the razzle dazzle, as they say, well, when you do your fettuccine, why don't you put a little of this for a little bit of razzle dazzle? So you already get the Cowboys, and then you insert Dion for the razzle dazzle, and now we got mayhem.
Yeah. I want me some glory hole.
Dude, I it's so cool to see, I don't know did you see the Aikman interview? If you get a chance, y'all should go watch it.
I didn't see it. I just read some of the excerpts.
Aikman came off as me. He's
pissed. He's tired.
Lifelong Cowboy fan, tired of Jerry Jones.
Doesn't 2025 make 30 years?
What's
2025 makes 30 years since they won, right?
This
year will be 30.
95, 96 season.
Yeah, so here we are.
25. Aikman's in the boat where a lot of Cowboy fans are, where it's like, well, I'm a Cowboys fan by birth. I've been a Cowboy fan all these years, but I really don't think Jerry Jones deserves to win anything. So therefore, I'm in this weird, toxic relationship with the Joneses as a Cowboy fan. And I got that sense from Aikman tonight. And it's like, I hope Mike McCarthy catches on with another team and shoves it up Jerry Jones's ass the way Dan Quinn has this year up at D.C. Even though I'm a Cowboy fan, I still want Jerry to have bad things happen to him. That's a toxic relationship, sir. Very toxic. But that's life being a Cowboy fan. It's dumb.
Y'all need therapy.
Absolutely. All right. It is in the building, presented in part by Ribaldo Realty Group. My man, Jay Ribaldo. We're supposed to give a shout out to a guy.
Carl.
Was
it Carl?
Was it Carl? It was Carl. Yeah, it was Carl. Shout out to Carl, the latest Thunderdomer. Well, I'll read you the text. Hi, Jay. He messaged Jay. I'm an in the building listener. My friend's dad is looking for a realtor to help him find property in the New Braunfels area. I don't have much more details besides that yet. I figured I'd reach out to you. And then Jay reached out to the guy, and they have an appointment set up. Another lead.
That's all we can do.
Via us. For the official real estate man of In the Building, Jay Ribaldo. And the word's gotten out. The people that we promote and do business with and partner with, we get the needle moving. But we also pick good people like Jay. That's how you win. You have a good show like ours that has a loyal following, and then you go get really great clients like Jay that are legit. You just don't work with anybody, and you hope there's somebody cool like Jay, and he's the man. If you need a real estate person, Jay's our guy. 210-887-1081, or you can email him. It's jribaldo@kw.com. The website, rather, is ribaldo.com. Ribaldo.com. Okay.
What up?
So now we've got Scuttle, as you have alluded to.
What's this?
That Jerry has already reached out to Coach Prime up in Boulder. And
which is something in the building
Dion,
talked about.
Yep. Dion apparently has mutual interest. And Dion's got interest, man. You know what? As a disgusted Cowboy fan, not expecting any glory, I'm going to go back to where I used to be when I was younger. Just entertain me, baby. I'm readopting that credo tonight, even at 50 years old and getting more crotchety by the year. I used to subscribe to the, hey, man, as long as it's just entertain me. It's all entertainment. It's football. Just entertain me. Hopefully you win a whole bunch of games and you get some glory. But if you're not, at least entertain me while you do it. Like, that's cool. Bring on T.O. Bring on guys have rap sheets. Bring on rappers. Let LeBron James flip the coin toss at the halftime. Whatever. Just entertain me. And I'm pretty much there now. because I got so bored with Cowboy football this year, Rudy. I have no idea if Deion Sanders would be a good answer for Jerry, but I am here for it because it would absolutely entertain the blank out of me. So absolutely, I have an interest in them bringing Deion in. How great would that be? It'd be awesome. And I like Deion, as you know, but it'd be so Cowboys to bring him in at this point.
It's gonna be it's different. It's gonna be different. He's done Pop Warner, he's done high school, and now he's done college. I saw him doing a speech the other day to his kids, and he was like, no wife beaters, no slides. You got to sit at the front of the class. Seniors, if y'all stop going to class, I'm taking away your money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's different dealing with grown men that are multimillionaires. Like, it's a different way you have to approach it. And
Yep.
I'm not saying that these guys wouldn't respect Deion or listen to what he says, but it's a totally different approach. And this is why Deion has said in the past why he doesn't want to coach the pros is because, he's like, I'd have to go upside somebody's head. These dudes talk too crazy and they making too much money, blah, blah, blah. So I like it in the entertainment side of things. Is it the fit? I don't know. I don't know if Deion can make that change. Like, Chip Kelly got to the Eagles and we're telling guys, you can't wear black socks, can't drive to the game. You ride the bus to the game. You listen to your music in your headphones. We're not listening to music in the locker room. And everybody's like, get the guy out of here. So I don't know. Deion's a control freak.
Yeah, I know.
And you can't have all of that control as a head coach in the NFL. So, but Deion also could just be strong arm in Colorado for more money.
Totally. And normally Jerry does not hire. I mean, Jerry has never hired anyone like Deion.
No.
Normally it's super buttoned up, veteran coaches, conservative type dudes, and ideally have won a Super Bowl. That was Jerry's criteria. That was the reason he fired Jason Garrett. I need to get somebody in here who's won a Super Bowl. That was the reason he hired Mike. And the candidates out there that have, how many guys are out there who have won a Super Bowl that are even available? Bill Belichick?
Not a lot.
I mean, it's down. I mean, it'd be so funny if Belichick brings up the Cowboy coach next week
and then walks out on Carolina. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
but
it would be so.
Deion also isn't going to. Yeah, Deion ain't going to bite his tongue either. That's the other problem. Like if Jerry goes to talking about his lineup, hey, now Jerry and I go back, but Jerry can't be giving away my game plan before the upcoming game. He's on the radio, and I know this is the Cowboys. We got to be the marketing. I'm primetime. I get it, but you helping the enemy. You see, and we can't have that in Prime's world. So I don't know if those two will mesh because Deion's super rich, and Deion don't take orders well either.
No,
and Deion he marches to his own drum.
Correct.
So it'd be tough. It'd be tough.
All right, who wants to meet Vince Young? Anybody interested? We have another one of those Alamo card shows coming up on Saturday and Sunday, February the 1st and 2nd. And on the Sunday, the 2nd, Vince, the last national champion.
Why you gotta rub it in? We know, Mike.
Well, I'm not rubbing it in.
It's too soon. It's too soon.
I'm not trying to troll them. I'm trying to extol Vince. I'm trying to promote Vince.
I know.
Come see gray-headed Vince Young. The last time they won a title, Vince didn't have any gray hair. At 24/7 Church. It's a great card show. Rudy and I actually did in the building there the last time they were in town. And it's one thing to meet Vince, but it's another thing just if you're into collectibles, because as you recall, that was 2 full gyms worth of stuff.
And people were buying and people were trading.
By
and it was
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, willing and dealing.
Show, dude. This is a big show. It's periodic, and it's back in town on February 1st and 2nd at 24/7 Church out on 1604 in Judson Road. And on Sunday, Vince Young, He's got it. The famous Keith Jackson call as Vince runs into the back of the end zone in Pasadena to stun USC and beat their ass in the title game. Go meet Vince on Sunday, February 2nd, out at 24/7 Church at the Alamo Card Show. All right. You know, it's funny you mentioned Dion because Dion is a very taskmaster kind of coach and old school. But remember when maybe he's changed, I don't know. But when he was a broadcaster, he was extremely pro player.
Player friendly. Yeah,
He
for
took
sure.
the player's side, whether he was on whatever it was, CBS maybe, and then he was on maybe NFL
CBS.
Network. What he took the player's side 99.5 times out of 100. Labor issues, players. You know, a guy gets suspended, Dion would defend the guy. You know, Dion was a player's broadcaster. And that might bode well for him because you talked about how is he going to get along with 30-year-old grown men who aren't going to be told wear those color socks or you're out of here. But he was very pro player when he was broadcasting. And that would be interesting to see that dynamic. I don't think Dion is a candidate. I just think this is the Cowboys floating stuff to get attention and Dion too.
And you kill two birds with one stone. One, you grab some headlines and you get some marketing, you get people talking. And two, you knock out your Rooney rule. So you kill two birds with one stone.
True that. Yeah, true that.
And you can't say like, oh, well, that's a throwaway. Dion's a legit candidate for any job.
I wonder if Mike McCarthy's been told, no, you're the number one guy here with the Saints. Because Mike just went ahead and just whatever, moving on, going to pursue other opportunities. Maybe Mike's so fed up with Jerry that Mike's willing to be left out in the cold without a job. You know, it's one thing. Yeah, he may not get any of these jobs. Mike might wind up not even in coaching. But maybe it's a risk that he was willing to take because he's tired of Jerry. We'll never know because Mike doesn't roll that way. Mike's extremely classy. He would never spill dirt like that publicly. Just interesting, man. And my question is for Dion is this. Why on earth would you get into bed with these people? You do have autonomy and power. You are Colorado. Why would you go mess with these folks?
They get at some point in time in the 90s, they gave him $30 million.
So what?
Changes. I know. I'm throwing stuff against the wall to see if it sticks. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I hear you. I'm just trying to figure out the answer to that question.
I've suggested tonight that there's a sea change. Where I think that and this Aikman's theory may get tested too. Is this a coveted job anymore? You know, Jerry winds up having to settle for some slappy. It's going to show that job absolutely is not coveted. Or if Jerry goes and has to hire John Gruden because any self-respecting current coach won't take it or something goofy like that, we're about to find out if Aikman's right or not.
But this is what I'll say. Like when I look at, I know they're getting throttled tonight, but when I look at Kevin McConnell up there with the Vikings, when I look at McVay, when I look at the kid up at Cincinnati, when I look at Sirianni, these are all coaches that are fairly young that got an opportunity. So let's say Jerry gets that one of those up and coming coordinators that's 38, 42 years old, like LaFleur or something like that. I'm not mad at that. And I wouldn't be mad at it because I think that's the way the league is trending. And two, that doesn't necessarily mean that this job's not coveted if you go after the up and coming hotshot young guy coordinator.
Right.
You know what I mean? And again, I don't know if I know Andy Reid has Patrick Mahomes, but I'm wondering if this era of the Bill Belichick's, the Andy Reids, the Mike McCarthy's, I'm wondering if that era is coming to a close. That era of guys that was under Parcells, the era of guys that were under Walsh, you know what I mean? I wonder if that era is about to come to an end, and then now we're going with the 37 to 45-year-old guy that has a whole new way of looking at things, a la Ben Johnson. I wonder if that's where we're headed.
The wild card is it's Jerry.
Who
He's never
knows?
been one to
Right.
go with the trend. You know, he's Chan Gailey, Wade Phillips. You know, and then when, hires Wade and tells him Jason Garrett's going to hires the offensive coordinator before the head coach. Did the same thing to McCarthy. Yeah, I want you to be the coach, but Kellen Moore is going to call the plays. Okay, it's Jerry, man. So Lord knows, Lord only knows. It's just the whole. I'm just fed up with it. I'm fed up with it, man. I just don't
Yeah.
see how anybody can have any faith in him. I'm not telling you not to be a fan. I don't know how you can have any faith in them. You shouldn't. If you're like the lover who keeps you just continue to just tolerate being cheated on year after year after year after year after year. And Jerry's dang near dead. I mean, he's now in his 80s and we're still going through this same stuff we went through when he was in his 60s. HGP, thanks for the quick interaction as you and the missus passed through Barnes & Noble Saturday night. My granddaughter thought it was cool to meet a YouTube personality in person. Thank you, HGP.
Y'all were hanging out in Barnes and Nobles?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
I've gotten a lot better at this YouTubing.
Shout out to my my butcher at my local HEB where your daughter works.
Oh yeah.
I was in there today getting groceries, and he's on. You know those guys get on the microphone and they try to get you to look at their demonstrations. I hear, "Hey, there's Mike Taylor down there," from the guy they had on the mic. And
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Shout out to the guy that was cutting up meat at the HEB on the microphone today.
Did you taste his meat?
Not yet, but I'll go back and taste it. You know, I want him to crave it. Then I'll come back. Maybe I'll buy a whole pack. You nasty. All right, let's do some punching. It's late. I'm tired. Let's get into some punching. Who we punching tonight? Presented by the law office of Orlando Kill, the official family lawyer. Don't be in a toxic relationship like a Cowboy fan is. Get out. Save the rest of your life. Make yourself happy and call Orlando. Rudy J. Who are you punching tonight, sir? And why?
America.
Like all Americans? All of us?
Yeah, all of them. Left, right, up, down.
Yeah.
All of them. Like, people don't have houses. People don't know what they're going to do. I'm speaking, obviously, of what's going on in California.
Yep.
And instead of just having compassion or donating $2, $3 or donating some water or just praying, if that's what you're into, it's like, well, it's because this governor, that mayor, Trump's policy, Biden's policy, this mayor sucks. The water should, bro, we don't got to politicize everything. People don't know where they're going. Is an unfortunate situation. We can point fingers and stuff after we figure out how these people are going to get homes, how their kids getting back to school. Like, there's so much more important things to do right now than sit around and post shit to make one side look worse than the other when people are literally in homeless shelters and shit like that. People are going through drive-thrus to get water and tampons and baby milk and like the dogs, like there's so much going on and y'all like, well, that guy didn't turn on the water. And well, no, it was his policy back in 2007. Shut the bleep up and just try and help. If you're not going to help, then shut up. Like, I don't have, my hands are tied, so I'm not going to sit around my computer and look up shit and point fingers and blame people. We're so stupid. This, again, I'm not a dog person, but the more time I spend around humans, the more time I realize why people only trust their dogs, because humans are stupid. We got 37,000 acres burned to ashes, and y'all are talking about a mayor or a governor or Trump or this or that. Shut up. Send a case of water, send $3. But don't sit around pointing fingers in a time like this when people don't know where they're going to live over the next few months. It's stupid.
Bingo. Amen, dude. All right. I want to punch a guy named Michael Lewis.
Uh-oh. What'd he do?
Michael Lewis.
Who is he, first off?
He's from Denton, Texas.
Okay.
All right. ESPN News Services, a 55-year-old Texas man. was arrested on a felony stalking charge in Indianapolis Sunday after he repeatedly sent threats and sexually violent messages to Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark via social media. What are we doing?
Hey,
how do
Twitter
you get there in your life where you're going to go stalk a celebrity? How's that? I've never understood that. And they get serious.
Processed food.
Yeah, processed foods.
No, I don't know.
Police records show that Michael Lewis of Denton, that's where I went to school, North Texas, charged with a level 5 felony after he was arrested at a hotel in Indianapolis. He's facing 6 years in prison. I hope he gets all 6.
Pound me in the ass prison.
Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears said the Indy Police Department spoke to Lewis Wednesday about his alleged messages to her on Twitter. Well, X. One tweet that has been published, most of them you can't publish because they're so terrible. One says he DMs her, been driving around your house 3 times a day.
What?
But don't call the law just yet. The public is allowed to drive by Gainbridge, a.k.a. Caitlin's field house. Another one wrote, I'm getting tickets and I'm sitting behind the bench. Another one read, they said I was sending threatening texts, but the only thought on my mind was Caitlin. And then the reason why they've not published the other ones is because they're all apparently sexually violent, whatever in the world that means. So she called the cops, scared to death. So the cops tracked this dumbass down in the hotel in Indianapolis. And he told the cops, quote, it's just an imagination fantasy type thing. It's only a joke, nothing to do with threatening. Yet you drove from Denton to that freaking hotel in Indianapolis.
A local screwball.
I'm just goofing. I would not. Dude, you're living in a hotel in Indianapolis and you live in North Texas. It's more than a joke, bro. So
How
punch
do you
this
get to that
dumbass. I
point?
hope he goes to prison. Dude, I don't know how I don't know, Rudy.
I get like you having a bad,
point?
I get having a super crush on somebody, but when you're hopping in your car and driving out, it's a whole different.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Blame processed food, like I said.
It's as good. You know, it's as good an excuse as any. All right, we have breaking news tonight here on In the Building.
What? I love it.
Boulder, Colorado, Deion Sanders has released a statement.
Put your readers on. It means it's serious. That means it's serious. What do we got?
I need to get contacts. Quote, to hear from Jerry Jones is truly delightful, and it's intriguing. I love Jerry and believe in Jerry. After you hang up and process it and think about it, it's intriguing. But I love Boulder and everything there is about our team, the coaches, our student body, and the community.
Didn't say he's not going to leave.
Didn't say he wasn't going to the Cowboys. It sounds to me like he's torn. Wow, that was intriguing. I need to process this. But by the way, I love Colorado.
It's what we talked about. It's what we talked about
absolutely
last
a candidate.
week.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we talked about last week when I said, talk all the shit you want until you pick up that phone and it's Jerry and he says he's thinking about having you come down and be the coach, and you like, nah. It's tough. It's a tough gig to turn down for sure. No matter how bad they treat their coaches, a la Mike McCarthy. It's a tough gig to turn down because as a head coach, you're cocky enough to think it'll be different for you. Like, and if you're not, you can't be in that job. So like, that's why they bring on. Yeah, he's definitely cocky. So Deion's like, yeah, they haven't won anything in 30 years. And in Deion's mind, it's like, what if I do win as a Cowboy coach? Then what does that do for my legacy?
Right.
So, and he's crazy. He's confident. Cocky's wrong word. He's confident enough to think he can get it done.
So I think it may be a candidate. I think he's going to sleep on it and pray about it. But for him to be releasing statements, I don't think the Cowboys wanted that. Well, he didn't say he was. Well, he didn't. I don't think so. Well, he said he didn't say he was going to not or take the job. He didn't say either way. Colorado needed to hear something because they're in the middle of recruiting season. I mean, this is a big time. It's huge. We got another
Good
signing
point.
day. The winter signing period's coming up next month soon.
Great point.
Dude, super sexy. And of course, let's drop this. Hey, Mark. Hey, marketing. Hey, so me and McCarthy, we ain't bringing him back. Would you like us to release a statement, sir? No, let's wait till the Monday night fucking football so we can just steal headlines like we do. You know, and he did it. I mean, this was the pregame tonight before a playoff game. Troy Aikman got summoned down to the booth to talk about it and threw Jerry under the bus.
He has a PhD in marketing.
I know. All right, Orlando Kell has a PhD in family law. He is the absolute man. UT Law grad, as a matter of fact. Orlando, don't be in a toxic relationship like Cowboy fans are. Get Orlando Kell on your side. 210-775-4995, or you can email him at orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. Don't forget, we have a celebration coming up very soon. That's Slackers. Friday the 24th, 11 days out. We want to hang with y'all and say thank you. It's a party to celebrate y'all. Thunderdome, in the building subscribers, members. Me and Rudy and LG want to say thank you personally on the 24th. It's a Friday night, 5 o'clock at the Slackers on Thousand Oaks and 281, because our 1-year anniversary as a show together is coming up next Wednesday. We didn't want to get y'all out on a work night, so we're going to do it. We're going to celebrate. So it's actually the 22nd, or the anniversary, but the 24th, that night, we want to come hang out with y'all. We want y'all to come hang out with us, as much people as possible, at Slackers on Thousand Oaks and 281. Slackers, one of the 5 locations, all 5 of them, of course, the studio sponsor of In the Building here on Love You Hard TV. Man, hell of a sports night.
Spurs back in action tonight. They're in LA. Remember the Saturday game? The Saturday game was postponed.
Yeah,
but they're getting it on tonight.
It's a score. Are we winning? I think it's going back and
the
forth.
Spurs were up. I was looking on my iPad. The Spurs were up after the first quarter.
Okay, right on. Very good. What else tonight? Oh, picks. Okay, assuming the Rams hang on, they're up big, 27-9. We'll go ahead and give them the victory.
Yeah, I think one of us went undefeated.
Let's see. Let's see. Let me count up the numbers here and see who might have gone undefeated. Let's see,
I don't know. Let's see.
Well, let's see. One of us went undefeated. That would not have been me. Rudy ran the table with his picks over the weekend. I got to tell you, I am stunned.
But the Chargers?
How terrible the Chargers were. Just terrible. Just horrible. Can't believe
it. I got in a
knockdown performance,
drag out debate with former colleagues about how much better Justin Herbert was than Dak. This is 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. I was set in my ways. I don't give a damn what you say. Justin Herbert is better than Dak Prescott. Stood on it, screamed about it, cussed about it. Boy, was I wrong. He looked like food poison shit. You know when you have food poison and it's just brown water?
Ugh.
Justin Herbert looked like food poison, boo-boo. That's how bad he looked. Like, it's just water. Just water, bro. I was like, who is this guy? How did this happen? I mean, I picked the Texans, but I didn't expect Justin Herbert to be that bad.
Playoffs are different. He only threw 3 interceptions all season in 17 games. He threw 4 Sunday. Now, 2 were debatably not his fault, but still, he didn't do anything outside of those. The other 2 were absolutely his fault. He sucked. They got dominated by Houston's defense.
He lost the game up after being up 27-0 to the Jaguars, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure did. He did. He is a spare, is what he is. He's a spare.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. I also lost the Tampa Bay Washington game.
Great. That was the best game of the
Good
weekend.
game, back and forth, and the Mexicano kicker for the Commanders, who I think is the fourth kicker they've used this year, I want to say, doinks in a walk-off field goal. Thankfully, it was a short chippy as the Commanders win in Dan Quinn's first year as Commanders coach with Coach Bro, New Braunfels' own Cliff Kingsbury, and a rookie quarterback. They win 11 games, and now they've won a playoff game on the road. Something that Jerry's team can't say. Last time the Cowboys won a road playoff game.
Tampa Bay. Ended Tom Brady's career.
When Tampa Bay was one game under 500. That's right. It was
Yeah.
like 30-13 or something like that, man.
Yeah.
So I dropped those two. Any other thoughts, surprises, Mr. 6-0?
Nah, I was lucky.
Anything surprise you at all? Things you're worried about going to the future? Change your Super Bowl picks? Anything like that?
I'm still going with Chiefs, Eagles, but Buffalo and Baltimore. Like we say this every year, but you know, that Buffalo Baltimore game, I'm super ecstatic about that. And I think
that's going to be a great game.
And if Buffalo can hold on, I know that's your Super Bowl pick. Mahomes gonna have to be Mahomes.
I've got Bills and Lions still. That was my pick.
Yeah, Buffalo. I mean, Mahomes gonna have to be on his A game. Even though, you know, Mahomes got road lizards claiming all types of shit went down when he was down in Arizona. Have you ever been to Blonde?
You mean Kingsbury?
No, they remember. No. This is something
Mahomes?
I don't know. I don't know when he was down there, but road lizards claiming he was having a good time.
Rudy, that's not true. Nobody can prove that, Rudy.
He just had his third baby. So congrats to the Mahomes family.
You put that out too. All right.
I didn't put it out there.
Mike Jones is in here.
Well, Mike Jones.
Good evening, boys. Just want to say, you and Rudy J have done a great job this first year in the building. I have been listening to you off and on since you moved here from DFW. I've been listening to Rudy J since the grind days. It about made my week when I found out you and Rudy J collaborated last year. You two have the Pulse of San Antonio. I love your style on the podcast. Outside of a few other spot podcasts, I rarely listen to the national sports media anymore. I listen to y'all two. Finally, free and able to be yourselves on the internet. Keep up the good work and praying more success for In the Building in year 2. Same goes for LG as well. Mike Jones. Doesn't say if he's in Houston or not. It just says Mike Jones.
What's Mike Jones' phone number, Mike?
He didn't leave it, sir. So I don't know if it's a 713 or not.
Okay.
So shout out to Mike Jones. Oh, sorry. Well, dude, I don't listen to that kind of. What the hell? You can't hit me with lyrics. I'm not going to get them.
No, it's like Jones used to get.
I don't listen to that rap stuff. Dude, that whole Houston scene missed me.
What?
I got to be honest.
You went down with the Houston scene?
It's not that I wasn't
when they
down.
took over Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Mike Jones, you wasn't down?
All I can say is it's not that I wasn't down. Sorry, I'm going through emails. It's not that I wasn't down.
Okay.
I just wasn't aware. Like, I didn't know who. Like, my little brother listened to Mike Jones and Swish
Slim Thug and Lil Kiki and Paul Wall.
Yeah. Like, I would know Paul Wall because, you know, he's a white dude. I don't know. He's got gray hair now. Have you seen Paul lately?
Yeah, and he also had fat people surgery, so he's super skinny now.
He's real thin. Still got that same. He got that Southern H-town drawl. But other than you wouldn't know it was him until he spoke, because he's real thin. He quit sipping on the scissorp, and I think he still has the grills though, so that would give it away. But he's got a white beard. He looks great. Actually, he looks really great.
It does look good.
Yeah, for sure. No, I missed that whole scene, man.
It's all good.
I caught Bun B late. Like, I didn't even know who Bun B was until after Pimp C had already died.
Really?
Yeah, I left rap for a good 10 years.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm I don't listen to much of it now. Not the new stuff. I'll listen to a bunch of old school stuff, but my day consists of R&B. I don't listen to a lot of rap, and my text is going crazy.
Who the hell is it? Don't they know you're doing a show?
I ain't answering it. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, all right. We're winding down. We'll be back in the morning. I'm tired. Thank you, Larry. I'm excited. Been a long day. I got a lot done today. So I today applied for TSA. LG will be proud of me. I applied for TSA pre-check, so no more waiting in line.
Don't that take like 3 weeks?
So here's the weird part. She told me it would take between 3 and 60 business days. That's the range. 3 and or 60.
It's not like it ain't like right away.
Well, but she said it could be 3 days. Between 3 and 60.
I heard 3 weeks.
Okay, that's weird because I am going to Hawaii on the 30th, so I may not have it approved by then. I'm anticipating that I'll get approved for it. LG, you have pre-check, TSA pre-check?
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. So I went and applied today for what, $78? I did that.
I thought it was like 85, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also after 3 years back home, almost 3 years back in Texas, it's time for me to get a Texas driver's license, which I'm pretty sure I'm breaking the law because I've been home for 2.5 years and still don't have a license.
You're definitely in violation.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my Hawaiian license because it's not expired. And you get a lot of discounts in Hawaii if you're a local. So you just flash your ID and you get like $5 off pretty much everywhere, especially in the touristy areas because they want locals to go to them. San Antonio should consider something like that. If you're a San Antonio resident, you ought to get more discounts on the Riverwalk. Anyway, so Hawaii gives discounts. But every time I show my ID here in Texas, first thing they think is, oh, McLovin.
You surf.
McLovin.
Oh, McLovin.
They think of the McLovin because it's got the rainbow on it.
You kind of look like him.
And, thanks. So I look like McLovin.
I'm kidding. That was racist.
That was racist. I'm not even Hawaiian or white. Never mind.
Unless it's convenient. When it's convenient.
Only when it's convenient. All right. Texas Cheer Liquor is always convenient. And they give discounts too. And you don't even have to be a San Antonio resident. You just got to you got to be able to go in any one of the 7 locations in and around the area. 6 in San Antonio proper, 1 up in Bernie. And everything they got in there, if you mention in the building, they will give you 5% off. Don't say Mike or Rudy or LG or the ding dongs on the podcast. You've got to mention in the building to make it count, get 5% off. And we also have January specials continuing. Fireball, Martha's Vineyard. Martha Stewart's new wine. She's part of that 19 Crimes bit. And then Svedka vodka's on. So look at the side. You don't get Svedka vodka for that price. But tell them about them numbers.
Best price in town. Half gallon of Svedka. I don't care what kind of vodka you drink. $13.99 for a half a gallon of vodka for my vodka people. You can't beat it with the stick. Go in there, say, hey, I need the January special Svedka, and they will take care of you. Because that's not posted. The other two, the Shard and the Fireball, that's posted. The only way to get the Svedka special is if you say, hey, I saw the January special on In the Building. Where's the Svedka? Not where's the rum, where's the Svedka?
Right.
$13.99.
Indeedy.
Texas Cheer Liquor, where it's not just cheers, it's Texas Cheer.
I like it. Very good. And if you are interested.
Are you interested?
In rum, they got that too. Just saying.
They got that rum. I still don't know when I said that.
All 5% off. But the man says that AD's uncle sells grills at Eisenhower Flea Market. Okay, that might be racist.
That's racist as shit. But luckily, AD's from our era. He ain't taking it personal.
Sing, motherfucker.
Jeez, Baletta, man. Good Lord. Is the football game over? Pretty much should be.
Yeah, damn near.
For all intent and purposes. With the exception of the Washington game, we had 5 very boring games. Very boring.
NFL living up to what the season looked like. But Buffalo Ravens, I'm here for it.
Yeah, just get that wild card bullshit out of the way and advance to the get to the round.
Yeah.
Everybody else left is really, really good.
You giving CJ any chance in Kansas City?
Negatory.
We got all week to talk about it, but
No,
you have the right to
negatory.
change your mind by the end of the week.
I do. And I watched that game. CJ looked good. The Chargers were terrible. CJ played better Sunday than he has, or whenever the game was, Saturday, than he has in 6 weeks.
Dak Prescott has never been that more efficient in a playoff game, except the Tampa Bay game.
Dak Prescott sucks.
Well,
It's unfair to
Shadur's on the
compare,
way.
Dak.
Shadur's
I know.
on
Yeah,
the way.
Shadur should be on the way. Yeah, that contract will fit right in with Dak's that has 4 more years left on it at $45 million a year on the average. There's no way Dallas could bring Shadur in. They wouldn't anyway. The Cowboys are too chicken-ass to draft a quarterback in the top 3 rounds. They never have and they never will. Not under Jerry. Yet to do so. I think people are fed up with this thing. Aikman too.
Yeah.
Aikman too, man. You can see it in Aikman's face. He's just disgusted by Jerry. Sick of it. Tired of it. Sucks. All right. What do y'all want to get into tomorrow? We'll see if we have any more candidates out. So what do you think from Deion's statement? He didn't deny. He didn't say he wasn't taking the job.
That means if I'm Colorado, Buffalo, Brass, I'm circling the wagons tonight because
drawing up the extension tonight, man.
Deion put 64,000 people in the Alamo Dome for BYU. Yeah, about 15, 20 of them were there for BYU. So let's just say Deion put 50,000 people in the Alamo Dome. They've made more money this year than they ever had, the last 2 years, than they have ever in their university's existence.
I'll tell you right now.
So they're circling the wagons tonight because that's a scary statement because he didn't say, I'm unequivocally not taking the Cowboy job. That's what you say in those situations. He didn't say that. So if I'm Colorado, I'm like, what's it going to take? I'd pass him the checkbook. It'd be blank. Let me know what you need, D. Talk to me.
Maybe Jerry senses that fans are getting a little bit tired, which is why a splash hire like Deion would be so Jerry just to keep the attention going, keep the tickets being sold. Wouldn't be the first time Jerry hired a coach for other reasons. He brought Parcells in, like he told those guys in that bar that night he was drunk on a bunch of beer. I had to bring Parcells' ass in here to get that stadium built.
Bingo.
He hired Bill Parcells to help get the stadium built. And if he wins, that's fine. But really, I need that damn stadium built. That's our guy. That's 20 years ago, by the way. And we're still putting up with this dude. All right, I'm going to get some memes, y'all. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Thunderdome. Thank you, In the Building subscribers. Thank you to DJ LG. Thank you to those that donated money. We got some coffees sent to us. We saw those. Thank you for that. Love you hard. We'll see where this Cowboy sitch is tomorrow amidst all the other news in the news cycle that we'll overreact to on the Friday edition. Wait a minute. The Tuesday edition. Gosh, I'm tired. Tomorrow's
Tuesday night edition.
Tuesday night.
See you tomorrow night. Later. Bum, bum, bum.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.